thing. We know celebrities because they're in our houses, entertaining us, educating us. It almost feels like they are very close friends to us. Based on that feeling, then one might feel the need to trust this group of celebrities when they get to politics. My guests tonight are not the first in making this journey and using their name and recognition. Last round, musician Charles Kanye Njagwa, aka Jaguar, successfully ran for Starehe seat. Elsewhere, John Kiari, aka KJ, successfully ran for Dagoretti North seat. So there is very recent precedent on this. My question tonight, do you think Jalang'o, Felix Odiwuor, will make a good member of parliament for Lang'ata, for instance? What about Roy Smith Mwita, aka Rufftone? Can he make a good senator for Nairobi? So many questions tonight. And I want to listen to these gentlemen devoid of the celebrity status. Do they have a plan? Do they have a program? Do they have ideas? Gentlemen, welcome to the program.
Thank you
for having us.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Do you have a program? Let's start just from there. Do you have a program?
When you say, do we have a program?
Do you have a program for Lang'ata, for instance?
Yes, I have. 2 weeks ago, I already launched my manifesto, a complete program of what I think and I know I can be able to do for the people of Lang'ata. I researched program so that by the time my team was putting up this work plan, we already knew what we wanted to do as representatives of Lang'ata constituency.
What do you say to people saying that Jalang'o is only doing this because he's famous? Because he's been on radio, he's on TV, you know, so you can do this.
Yeah, so you see, this is not something I just jumped into the other day. If you can remember, I graduated 2 years ago. And when I went to school, I knew what I wanted to do. That's when I went to pursue community development as a degree, all right? To just start learning how we can be able to work with the people in the community, how to be able to change things in the community, and how to be give a participatory kind of leadership to the people of Lang'ata. And that's what I think is the biggest thing that the people of Lang'ata want.
I'm gonna come back to you. Rufftone.
Yes.
From gospel music.
Yes.
Why do you feel that you are the person to come to politics and especially the Senate? What is it that you have that brings you to the Senate?
Bona James Smart, first, thank you for having me on the show. A point of correction, my name is Smith Mwatia.
Mwatia.
Not Mwita. You're not the first one. Everyone is calling me Mwita, so a point of correction to the entire nation is Smith Mwatia. The reason why I'm vying for Senate is very simple. Many people are telling me, Rufftone, in fact, there's a misconception about celebrities, that they say when their talents run dry, they opt for politics. You understand? That's it's a notion out there. You understand? But I'm telling them,
has your talent run dry first? Let's cross that out.
You know, it's very easy to know. I've been in this music ministry for over 20 years and still, you understand? But the reason I'm going for senatorial position, it's because I'm an activist. I hate social injustice, and I'm on record even in the music industry. Kenyans, you know, you can never lie to celebrities and Kenyans as a whole. They remember I was on the front line when it came to defending the music rights. Yeah, when you're talking about when you had minimal skiza payments, we were some of the artists who made sure we pushed this bill to the parliamentary committee, which was being led by Honorable Jamole Kamau. And we must thank His Excellency the President because he ascended to the bill, and actually now artists are getting a better percentage from their skiza payments. Now the artists are earning as much as 1 million or 500,000 per month. Other than that, you know, the issues about the CMOs, the Music Copyright Society, Prisk and Camp. You know, there's been some very serious injustices. One of the few artists, and I'm not going to take the credit as an individual. Jalang'o has helped, Nameless, Nonini, and many others, just to mention but a few. But even Elani, if you remember, and even Sauti Sol. But we were taking them head on, and we are saying we cannot, you know, I'll tell you, James Smart, it comes to a point where right has to overcome might. And we stood up against them, and we told them that you cannot keep on just charging people who are using music, and then you don't you don't give the money to the musicians. So I've been an activist all through. When you're talking about my people who have worked with me, they'll tell you Rufftone is a leader and he hates social injustice. Another thing, maybe just to cement this. Those who are thinking that we are in for the money, I'll want to clarify today that the Senate, by the way, doesn't have a budget. When you become a senator in this republic, an MCA gets more money than you. Thank you.
So why go there? Why go there?
Because
here's the question, right?
Yes.
The time, you see, everybody tells you that the young people, your time is tomorrow. When is tomorrow? We've been waiting for this tomorrow. So a few of us have taken the bold step to step in today that was told that we were told was our tomorrow. And let nobody tell you that talents run dry. Right now, I host one of the biggest, actually the biggest morning show. You understand? I have my own channel. So it's not a case of talent running dry, and you have all this. It is a time that we have to stand up and be part of the people who took the opportunity, stood up, and decided to be counted, who want to change for our people.
Let me ask the question of conviction, because it's very central to politics.
Yes.
There's no one who goes into politics and doesn't say the right things, right? And I host many politicians. One of the things that I stop from doing is believing what people say, right?
Yes.
What is your conviction, Jalang'o?
My conviction on this, wow. This is something I believe in. Personally, I believe that I'm able to be a leader. This is not something I'm starting right now. I've always been the person in the forefront, maybe from the things I'm doing. You know, people just see you as an entertainer because that's what they know you for. But my name is Felix Oduor. You've never known Jalang'o. It's much we've been friends for a very long time. You know the other side of me that so many people don't know. So what the first thing people know, this is the comedian, this is what he does. Yet, the few people who we interact with every day see the other side of you that nobody else can see. And that is what we are going for here. Yes, everybody would say that you want to go in there because of the name Jalang'o and all. Yes, it's an advantage because I don't have to introduce myself everywhere. When I go to the ground, they already know me. So I'm an A student who want to hustle this position like a D student. You understand? So I'm coming to the ground as Felix Oduor. You understand? With the advantage of the name, yes, because if you're competing against me and you still have to introduce yourself, maybe I'll be a few meters ahead of you. So by the time you catch up, really, the name also helps at that point.
The name helps?
Yeah.
My conviction.
What's your conviction? And I'm sorry I have to go through this because
No.
the belief of the public and the voters is such that everyone who walks into office, everyone who's putting themselves ahead is putting their name, is putting their family. You're spending so much money to run for office. Why?
For me, my conviction comes straight from the Bible. I'm a Christian. I'm a believer. And I'll be very honest. I've told you I don't like injustice. And it's actually very biblical. God hates injustice and is asking for Christians to defend and do the right thing. There are many examples in the Bible where we had, like King Solomon, you remember when those two women came and all of them were claiming that the baby is theirs. It took wisdom and you must have the heart of the people. Another thing that I must actually clip onto this point is the fact that, you know, for so many years, some, not all, some politicians knew that the only lie they can actually, trade onto the young people is, you're the leaders of tomorrow, like what my brother said. Now we were told that 30 years ago. Now we are here. Now the lie can work no more. I'm a hybrid politician. I've been raised in Kakamega and I was born in Pumwani Maternity Hospital. I've been raised in Eastlands.
You're almost giving your Pumwani birth certificate number.
I'm telling you, it's there.
You're going that direction.
But let me tell you now. The thing is this. I've lived in Eastlands. I've seen the young people. When you are living in a plot, and the person you're looking up to is your father. Right. And then after some time you're in high school, then you realize that your father is a plumber, ama ni mtu wa kusoma meter. Then you start realizing that they don't get a salary, their salary is delayed, there are issues with rent. And then before you know it, when you're still in Form 3, Form 4, you swear and you say, I've seen my mom suffer, I've seen my dad suffer. I'm going to make sure I build them a house. I'll make sure that they don't go through this. Right. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? That is what is happening in Eastland. Let me just finish this point. Yeah. So, I'm here to represent those people. I've sat in a jobless corner, hapo kwa Dimanga, hapo Umoja tu, I've sat there. People can tell you that. And now it's gotten to a point, we are no longer going to wait until campaign season. We wait for Prados to come and then they dish out 50 shillings. Now we are inside on the ballot with them to tell them the time is now.
All right. I want to come back and talk a little more.
Yes.
I take note that you've not sanitized, so we will make a point of making sure you sanitize so that you stay on brand. With all due respect, we'll take a short break. When we come back,
yes,
we're going to have more of these conversations. And there are questions online about where the two gentlemen are offering themselves for leadership. Don't go too far.
Subscribe to Classic Bouquet on aerial decoder for 899 shillings or Smart Bouquet on satellite for only 999 shillings, or you can watch on the Star Times On app. Star Times, home of the Africa Cup of Nations 2021.
Why do we do it? Hide, cover up, tone down. Choose boldness. Celebrate the skin you're in and dress with confidence with Nivea Nourishing Cocoa Body Lotion. The triple layered care of deep moisture serum, precious cocoa butter, and vitamin E enriches your skin for 48 hours. It's time to show off your best skin. Wear your skin with pride every time with Nivea Nourishing Cocoa Body Lotion.
Register today for the new CASNET Post Professional Qualification and become a Certified Forensic Fraud Examiner Professional, CFFE. You only require a bachelor's degree or a CASNET Professional Qualification. More details, visit our website www.casnet.or.ke.
Usihangaike hii Januari. Optiven tumekusort. Wema Gardens Narumoru is your perfect place for a hidden home, a cottage, a holiday home, or the best inheritance for your children. Buy a 50 by 100 plot of land for only 399,000 Kenya shillings. Leap up 350k and get an instant shopping voucher worth 10k pop. Call us on 0790 300 300 or visit our website on www.optiven.co.ke.
Everyone is asking me how to make it big. Sometimes you need to step back, focus, and find your own power.
Like using my skills?
Yeah, man, like focusing on what makes you unique.
Using my skills and playing smart. Yeah, that's right.
Opportunity can be in front of you.
Use your skills and stand a chance to win big with our 500% win boost. This advertisement is brought to you by BetPower.
It'll now take 36 hours to transport cargo from the port of Mombasa to Malaba. The reduced transit times now mean customers will receive their cargo much faster. You shall enjoy affordable rates from $860 for a 20-foot container.
It is safe to say we are right on track.
Sometimes you just know that something ain't going good. You say to yourself, this ain't working for me. There's no shame in that, man.
Like when you don't got it?
Yeah, man, sometimes being smart means knowing when to stop. Know your limit.
So like knowing when to stop? Yeah, makes sense.
If it's not fun, choose to stop.
This advertisement is brought to you by BetPower.
All right, with all due respect, welcome back, my celebrity guests, and discussing where the problems are. Why did you think it was important to sanitize today?
You should have had it yourself. You should have had the sanitize.
We will sanitize at some point.
Yes.
But let's go into the question of why you think you're important and the places and even the formations that you're from different formations. I assume you're in ODM, am I right?
Yes.
I assume you're in UDA.
Don't assume I am in
You're in UDA?
Yes.
Why? Why ODM? Why?
Wow. That is a very nice question and a very important question. You see, before you join a team, you must always look at the ideologies that they share out there. And they resonate with me. They resonate with my campaign platform. If you've been seeing what I've been sharing out there, it's called Utu na Watu, humanity and people. And that is a very, very strong pillar that our party leader, His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga, has been putting out there. Utu inawezekana and the whole Azimio thing. When we come together, we be together, we create that togetherness, bringing the whole country together. And when I saw that in the Azimio platform, it resonated with what I'm about. I'm about the people, I'm about giving it back to the people and making a leadership for the people by the people. So it worked well for me.
Sounds like UDA.
I really don't think it sounds like UDA.
What's the issue with UDA that does not resonate with you?
I think a lot. a lot of things that really do not resonate with me. I've always believed that the people at the top must make sure that, you know what, everything must always come down. You understand? Because let's be really realistic here. See, if you're talking about creating a bottom-up approach on everything, and we know this country, who the collectors are, who the people who keep the resources are, and until they start bringing it to the people, it will be very hard for the people down here to start bringing it back to the top. That I can easily tell you. You know our country, you know where the money is, you know where the resources are, you understand? And you know who collects and you know who keeps it. It is always at the top. So if we can make it come to the people below here, it will be very easy than trying to make somebody again to start hustling again to try and bring things again back to the top. So that number one does not work with me at all, at all, at all. Now listen, you can't have told people, listen, Rufftone, you couldn't have told people 8 years ago that, you know what, we will get you a laptop so that you guys, you know, will have the best of education, everything digitalized, all right? Down the line, 10 years have gone now. Those people are graduating out, leaving school. Then now, from the people you wanted to give laptops, now you're giving them wheelbarrows. Really, James, it doesn't work like that partisan. At all. No, right. No, your time will come.
Yes,
your time will come.
Okay.
Your time will come. And I really believe that if you live in this country, you know where the money is and you know where the people who have the money are. You understand? And it's their time now to bring it back to the people who actually deserves it.
Okay. Rufftone,
yes.
On your earlier pitch, you spoke about being in Eastlands, in Umoja.
Yes.
ODM has been the sounding board for that.
Yes.
What is in ODM that doesn't resonate with you?
I'll be very honest. He's my friend, but there's a movement of hooliganism. By that, you talked. Let me just finish.
You can't get into this platform. You can't get into this platform. You can't get into this platform. Then the first thing you say that I didn't join.
Let me finish. I'm the one on the floor now. One at a time, Jalas. Listen now. I'll be very honest. I'm born in this country and I've been in Eastlands, and even in the year 2007, I remember my blood brother, Daddy Owen, was for ODM, for me I was for PNU. And when we disagreed in the morning, Daddy Owen had to run onto the street with his friends. Namapanga. Wanataka kuni? So I tend to believe politics, it's about ideologies. And if we differ with you politically, you don't have to actually manifest physically to harm me, whether through verbal or physical. So you are a new blood in ODM. I think you need to bring in this flavor that we can differentiate. We can actually have different ideologies.
I've been a life member of ODM.
Yes.
I'm not joining ODM just because I'm running.
Listen now, you need to introduce that we can differ in principle, but it does not mean that we are now physical. It's me on the floor. I've not even talked about why I'm supporting you.
If you read the papers
today, you have to defend me.
No.
This guy now is...
No. Yes. I cannot sit here. I know, James, I will not sit here.
Yes.
And listen to this, to Senator here.
Yes.
Listen to Senator here.
I've not finished my point.
Senator here You ask a question, why?
Yes.
And the first thing he says is hooliganism. And you read the papers. Even the Nation reported in the yesterday.
Yes.
The Minister for Interior, Matiang'i, said that you people, you are the biggest problem in your own campaigns. You promise people things, you leave the
I've not defended bottom up. You need to defend
Here's the thing. I asked you a very straight question, okay?
Let me answer it.
The question on an ideology, why have you gone to UDA?
I've gone to UDA, Bwana James Smart, because of, and I need to correct my learned friend here also. When he's talking about laptops and you cannot have the economy working from bottom coming upwards, I need to let him know that if you lay out good structures, for instance, now I'm running for Senate. What is my role as a senator? Is to make sure that there is serious implementation of devolution from the national government to the county government.
Why hasn't that happened?
Let me tell you now why it has not happened. The reason being, there are no good structures. And you even had His Excellency the President complaining and saying he's tried his level best, but you know, you're having a goodwill from the top, but in between there are like 70 dragons before it reaches to. So you need, I've just seen there's a president who's actually fired the entire cabinet. Was it today? From an African country. So what I'm saying is, if you lay out good structures, now let me explain to you bottom-up economy. It means they are very committed young people. I've told you I'm from Eastlands. And when you go to these countries like Jalas, when you go to Qatar, Dubai, America, the employees there, they'll tell you they prefer Kenyan employees over every other country in Africa.
You're mixing issues here.
I'm not mixing. Let me just finish. Let me now finish.
Stay on the question of
okay.
What are these
structures? The structures. When you empower a young person who's focused on empowering himself, you don't have to be a machine.
How do you empower them?
By making sure.
I'm trying to understand.
I've told you, like now there's money that is coming from the national government. Is it 32 billion? And then you find there's money for infrastructure. Like now, infrastructure in Nairobi, we have like, 17 constituencies? Then you find there's money for infrastructure. And then somewhere along the way, that money doesn't get down to these people. So they end up now looking for alternatives.
You've not helped me fix the problem on exactly how UDA fixes this problem and how bottom-ups fix the structure. You've not helped me in that.
I'm still helping you. I'm still helping. Let me
try helping.
Let me try 1 minute. Let me finish this 1 minute with you. Yes.
Okay.
Help me understand.
The idea is to empower the grassroots people, the grassroots youth.
How do you do that?
How do you empower them is by making sure there are secure structures when it comes to getting loans. Let me tell you, even the American president has said the trickle-down system is not working, but now they are about to actually adapt the bottom-up. When they can get good loans and minimal interest, when they can go into civil servants' offices and they're getting the services that they serve, then I can assure you, give them time. These people will be self-reliant and they will not look at the government. Like now, Jalasa akienda huko Lang'ata is the bazoo or Rufftone. We don't want that. We want these people also to be independent.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell us.
Yes.
Help us understand this. What is the issue with these poor neighborhoods? And we have unemployment. And the politics seems to be the answer of, I will come, I will provide, I will give handouts, and you'll elect me. And we all come back to, I'm here to empower people.
This is going to be one of the biggest and the most different kind of election. Number one is a transitional election where powers and everything are changing. And we want to come in to change the whole narrative of, you know what, politics is the only thing that we're able to change our livelihoods, all right? That leaders who've gone to parliament and haven't done anything, we have to be really sincere that so many people, and you tell me that all politicians come to this desk here and tell you the same, that they will go, they will change.
You've learned very quickly.
You get what I mean?
You've learned very quickly. You're already telling me this.
You get what I mean? But trust some of us who have already been doing the same, trying to empower our people down there, trying to change a few people in their lives. When I open my channel, I say that this is going to be a very different platform where people will see entertainment differently and how we can impact the different people. Like in my place in Lang'ata, we really want to change things from what these people believe in, their ideologies. I would really appreciate a resource center rather than having a wheelbarrow, okay? So we go to Lang'ata, and say that this is Mugumoini Constituency Resource Center. A young man can walk in. I am a product of talent. I am a product of opportunities. I am a product of hard work and being able to have my eyes open through simple things like internet, like opening a YouTube channel, doing things like that. A young man empowered with the right resources will always give you the best. And they will be able to change where they live, where you are calling our poor neighborhoods and all. Those are some of the things we want to give real empowerment.
Do you believe you have to come from somewhere for you to understand the issues in that place? Like, are you from Lang'ata, for instance?
Yes, Lang'ata is the first place I ever stepped in when I came to Nairobi. House number 144 in Siwaka, that is in Nairobi West constituency. I lived with my director, Lewa David, when we used to act at the National Theatre with his brother Carl and sister Godan at Southland in Mugumoini. My friends, Lang'ata is home, that's it. But sometimes you really don't have to come from somewhere too. If you've experienced, our experience as a person, what somebody goes through in Madari might be the same thing somebody goes through in Kibra. That is what the same person goes through in Korokocho. And you can always just integrate it and get into it. That's
Rufftone,
it.
Yes.
Do you believe you have to come from somewhere for you to change it? Like,
yeah, you have to sit where they've sat for you to understand. And I began my conversation by saying that even as I'm here, as a senator, should I say I'm aspiring for the senatorial seat, I have people we lived with in Umoja too, who are jobless as we speak. So when you go back to Umoja and you meet Steve, you meet Johnny, you meet Akinyi, and now she's a single. In fact, that one of the greatest problems we're having in Nairobi is the issue of single mothers. Another problem we're having in Nairobi is the issue of water. So unless you identify with the area you're about to represent, but I also I must say that it depends on how fast and how good you are in adapting. You will not resonate with the ground. So for me, I'm here to represent those young people, those single mothers, to tell them that that time has come for them not to be shy, and this is an opportunity to elect one of their own who has their best interests at heart. And when I step into that Senate, that will be my motive. God has blessed me with a name. God has blessed me with the resources. I don't need to go to a parliamentary, should I say, to an office to get more finances. I'm already blessed, and as I told you.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's talk about the question of money.
Yes.
The amount of money that you need to run for office, all right? It's insane. You know, you have to spend millions for you to get this seat. And the question is like, always, yeah, I'm doing this because I care for the people, I'm an activist, I understand. But why do you have to spend so much money so that you can get to an office? And the salary will not even fit this amount of money that you're spending to run for office. How does that make sense? As you're running now, help me understand the rationale.
So first, let's answer this thing. Are you running for money and all?
Yes.
I personally, I sit on the biggest breakfast show that pays me well. All right.
And you're living that.
And I'm living that. Okay. I ran one of the most successful online TV, and I will have to step aside from that. I run a marketing agency, Arena Media. All that will have to go so that I can focus on this. Some people have pure hearts about what they want to do. So if it will cost me, whatever it will cost me, to get to the ground and be the MP of Lang'ata, to do something different for the people that I know what they go through, what I've gone through, what I've experienced. Now let it be. It is expensive, it is tiring, it is demanding. But whatever it takes, I'm willing to go that extra mile to make sure that people can see the difference in leadership. Thank you.
How much money do you put to run for the Senate of Nairobi? And why are you spending that money?
I don't want to get into the figures, but they're in millions, yeah? And the reason, again, I'll say I'm doing that is because I've told you I'm an activist and I believe in justice. So to cut the whole story short, what I want to tell the people of Nairobi is I've seen their troubles. I've seen they don't have a mouthpiece. I've seen how the young unemployed youth are getting into drugs, how they're getting into betting, how they're getting into... You know, people are living in a trance. People are living in a fallacy. So I'm here to tell them that for once, God has provided a young man for them, particularly in Nairobi County. Somebody who's selfless, somebody who's not scared, somebody who's very courageous. And this time around, we want to be into the corridors of legislation. We don't want to be stopping people's prados, walking into their offices, which are not even in their constituencies. We wanna, when they talk to me, and by there you can attest to this, Jalas can tell you, I'm very accessible. When I go for my campaigns, I don't hide in vehicles, I walk with these people from door to door and all that. So I'll tell them, for the first time in the Republic of Kenya, if you want somebody who will represent the single women and their crisis, when you're talking about the unemployment, when you're talking about the disadvantaged majority in this republic, Rufftone is the senator, and I'm asking in all humility, please, sitaki niseme ni kwa lazima, mkiona Mungu atawagusa na Mungu awaguse nyoyo zenu, tafadhali munipatie kiti ya Senate, na hiyo itakuwa ni maendeleo.
There's somebody replacing, obviously. You're not running these seats, you know, on a vacuum. There's someone, substantive member of parliament in Lang'ata.
Yes.
Right? Give me 3 mistakes this guy has done.
I don't know. I don't want to get into the mistakes he has done.
If he's fine, then why are you replacing him?
Listen, I don't want to get, but just one. Lang'ata has continuously cried for the issue of water, you understand? And he campaigned on the same platform, promising the same. I don't know what he will say to the people when he comes onto the platform. I don't know what he will say again, all right? Estates in Lang'ata, let's say Park 2, as we speak right now.
Atasema COVID-19.
Park 2, they had to close the Park 1 gate so that people can use Park 2. Because the roads, any day, you don't want even to drive outside your home. You just wish, you know what, how I could even just walk and leave my car. It's so bad. It's so bad. Then again, worse still, zero empowerment to the young people. Zero total empowerment. Zero total. All they see is still the everyday empowerment. Let me bring this car wash machine, everything. And sometimes you don't even go and listen. This person that I'm giving this car wash machine, what else can they do? Before you, yes, it's good to give that border. Yes, it is good to open that car wash. But have you even sat with these guys and asked them, James, I'm giving you this car wash, but do you really deserve it? What else can you be able to do? What did you do in school? What other skills do you have? Do you have papers? Do you have, so that you can actually see that, you know what, either you're doing a disservice to this guy, so that you can empower them more. And that is what we want to go. I don't want to talk about the cemetery issue in Lang'ata, you understand? How people have now encroached into it, you understand? How there's a lot going on there that we will be able to sit down and try to change.
Rufftone, you're replacing the senator currently.
Yes.
What mistakes has he done? Why do we need you?
Again, I wouldn't want to get into that.
You all want to be very safe.
Not being safe.
So you just say he's going to for governor. So
he's going for governor, but he's
going to be governor.
No. It's because
your question was the easiest.
No, I have my own manifesto, which I would want to manifest, and I would want to say this. For so long, Nairobians have not even known. When I was going on to the campaign circuit, I was interacting with young people and asking them, do you know where the office of the Senate is? They don't even know. And when I tell people that I want to make sure that I get these senatorial offices into these constituencies, they are telling me, why are you doing that? It is because you have to sit where they've sat. You have to get people to be comfortable knowing that there's a drainage problem over here, there's a construction problem over here, and they don't have to look for the senator at the KICC. They can walk in one of these 17 constituencies and report, and within a very short time, that message has gotten onto the senator and is acting. So I want to tell them that if you want the senator that will be close to the people, somebody who has agendas to make sure that Nairobi is not, Nairobi is the city under the sun. Nairobi is the city it's called Nairobi because it means fresh waters. He's telling you there is no fresh water. I'll make sure I push the governor, push the national government to make sure that we don't have troubles like sewage problems, water problems, infrastructure problem. And I think that one has not been done very well. That is what I can promise.
That's what you bring to the table?
Yes.
Now let me even tell you, You know, Lang'ata is arguably one of the most richest, actually the richest constituency in Nairobi, from the airports to now the
leafy suburbs.
The leafy suburbs of Karen. You come to the malls, you come to the middle class, is so big. And there's so much you can be able to do in Lang'ata to make it a model constituency. You understand? It is so sad that, you know what, a young man or a young woman in Lang'ata is going to look for jobo. Sijui ametembea amepita, anapita Wilson hapo. Yet Wilson Airport is the most busiest, the most franchised institution you can ever think about. And there are job opportunities there. But the thing is, nobody has ever opened those doors for them to be able to see. So also just opening their eyes and telling them that, you know what, there are opportunities here. Could you apply? These are the things, and those will happen at the resource center. How I wish the money that is given at the constituency would be able to put up, say, a resource center in each and every single 5 constituencies of Lang'ata, so that all of them, the young people, would be able to access and see the world differently. That is what I wish for Lang'ata.
Here's the thing, there's always the optimism of politics, and right now we're seeing it. They're seeing that, you know, different ideas, different ideologies, different personalities come into politics, and it happens all the time. And we always fall short. You've been here before, you've been voters before, and you've had someone, you've believed in them, you've given them the votes, and they just fall short, right? Yeah. The two of you sitting here understand that this is something that lingers on the voter's mind. If you look at the voter registration that is happening for the second time, it's not attracting the numbers as we had hoped to.
Yes.
Right? So the whole country is in a pensive mood.
In fact,
my heart goes out.
Okay.
All right, my heart goes out so much for the young people in this country. Somebody was born in 2004, is turning 18 today and is eligible to vote. And it's been like 5 years since the last elections.
Yeah.
And each and every single year, the national exams has released more than 1 million students and with their results. So meaning easily, the young people who are coming in who had not voted would be to the numbers of millions and millions, like 5 million and over. But they are not going out there to vote because, you know what, they feel that they've been let down. They think that, you know what, they've not been well represented by few of them. But the truth is, the noise is always around people who have not done anything, okay? But people who've done a lot of stuff sometimes are not even celebrated enough.
In politics?
Yes. So the media maybe goes out there and
give an example of someone who's done well.
A very good question. Remember when, say, somebody like Peter Kenneth would tell you that, you know what, at the turn of Gatanga, from when you're turning at Thika, Blue Post Hotel, all the way to Gatanga, if you get or see any single pothole, you see, you will, I'll pay you. Or talk about somebody like Tuju, who made Rarieda a model constituency. Water, electricity, and road, from a place called Ndori to all the way to Luanda Kutieno. This, something like the mobile clinic that Her Excellency, the First Lady, is doing, is something Tuju did almost 15, 20 years ago. You understand? But all those are things that so many people will not be able to see, okay? And all they see now is this other side of what, you know, politics and everything. So it's not celebrated enough. You get what I mean? So can we now elect young people? Elect people who you can tell, mazee, Jalas wewe tulikutuma huko na kazi yako ni tu, you're not doing anything. You're not living to the manifesto. You haven't done anything that you promised. You see, people are accessible. People you can tell. People you can reach. You can reach me. That's it.
Maybe just to add to what you said, I can tell you, a doctor friend of mine told me one thing. That Rufftone, if you have a child, and then they're in an accident, and when you take them to the casualties, they're screaming on top of their lungs, that child is all right. But when you take a child to the casualties, and that child is non-responsive, that's the word that he used. He said, then just to know you're in a very big problem. That is where the Nairobi voters are, particularly the 75%. You know, when the young people were throwing stones, they were going demonstrating onto the streets because of bad political choices. It is because they were trying to say, hey, you guys are not behaving as per our contract, as per our MOU. But now when you get to a point, like now, the IBC is struggling. Their target is to reach around 5 million voters by the end of, I think, next month. And right now, they are playing around 600,000 only. You know, they have a deficit of about 3.9 million over there. It is because the young people, the young voters, and the women are non-responsive. They've seen how the politicians have lied to them. Unfortunately,
but how do you fix that?
I was going there. Unfortunately, the problem that we are having in this political landscape is that we have very many mummified politicians, zombified politicians, sorry to use that word, whereby they're just lying to people and there is no result. So I'm calling upon the new voters. I'm calling, if you are watching me from home, tomorrow please, the IBC is carrying out this exercise. Go get your vote. And you're looking at young aspirants here. You've got to replace. That is the only way you'll get this power. And as I've said, I'm very accessible, and I believe many of the young aspirants are very accessible. We have to refuse to be used as political zombies and we throw stones at each other. But what I'm liking about what the young people have done, they've said this time round, jichagueni, wekeni mnataka, because at the end of the day, even if we elect, there is no change. They are unresponsive. The only way we can change that is by telling them, and we make sure that we don't lie to them, and I will ask them, may they register. We are young aspirants, and we're not going to let them down.
Jalas, what happens when you've spent time and energy and money and resources and you don't get this seat?
You see, each and every person has dreams. This is one of them, and I'm putting out myself there to the amazing people of Lang'ata to elect me as their next member of parliament. If I fall short of it, it is a chance that I tried, and I would say it, I gave myself to be counted, to be one of the people who, you know what, wanted to bring change here, but they gave the chance to somebody else. That is not the end of everything. I have a lot of things that I still do. You understand? I'm a farmer back in the village. That's why you see me most of the time in the village. And what I enjoy doing, I have the agency, Arena Media, the marketing agency, something that is close to my heart. I have Jalang'o TV, something that I run, something that I love. I still create advertisement concepts for so many brands out there who still believe in my work. I would still go and do it. And if they, which I know the Lang'ata people would give me that chance, then it will be a big journey. With all the connections that I have, the people I've worked with, the institutions we've been able to work with, the different products that I've been able to work with, my connection is so huge. And I would be able to have so many placements for so many young people in different companies that I've been able to work with.
Okay.
That's true.
Same goes for you. If all the time, energy you spend and resources, and you don't become the senator of Nairobi, what happens to you? It
depends why were you vying in the first place. I've told you my motive is to defend justice. So whether I get it or not, I'll continue doing what I'm doing. I'll still defend justice. And again, I will say this. I'm seeing there's so many tweets. People are saying, Rufftone ameshindwa to explain bottom up. I've told them before. I'll finish with this. Listen, when
you've been problems there, with all due respect.
Yes, yes. I've said if the structures are placed where money now gets to the people at the bottom from the starting capital.
Is this you trying to explain bottom up?
I'm explaining. I'm not trying.
Okay.
I'm telling you. When there's money,
nobody has.
Take one. What
has
is bottom up?
Bottom up is an economic, should I say, system that is there to empower people from the grassroots levels, empowering and enabling them to grow and to enable them to become entrepreneurs. That's basically what.
Because this country doesn't have such a system.
We are creating it.
Is that what you're saying?
We are creating it.
What is devolution, Rufftone?
Devolution,
yes,
is to make sure that the money comes from the national government to the, what do you call it, county government.
Yes.
But now I've told you, when I was
So there's something lower than the county government?
Let me tell you, not lower than the county government. I'm saying, in between, Jalang'o is my time. Jalang'o, umelipwa. No. Jalas, no. Jalang'o, that's how you're distorting my point.
No.
Kidogo, I'm down on the floor.
Listen.
I've told you, Jalas.
Hang on.
I've told you the problem with the trickle-down approach is we have so many dragons in between. So that by the time money is coming from the national government...
Forget about...
Jalas.
Just say
Jalas.
What is
Jalas. And then it goes to the governor. Then it goes to the CSS huku chini. There's too much corruption.
So how are you going to do it without structures? Because currently, let me explain.
Yes.
Currently, we have 2 levels of governance, right?
There's
we have the national government,
then we have the
county government, right?
Yes.
We give 15% currently to the county governments. Okay? To the counties, it goes to the MCAs and all.
You're explaining what I know. What we're going to fix is the corruption.
What are you changing?
There's corruption. There's corruption in the system you're talking about.
So bottom up.
It's like explaining to me how you love your Mercedes. You need to get wheels for it to move. So you have a Mercedes, but it's not functional.
Okay. So bottom up is fixing corruption.
I'm telling you, we will fix it properly.
Okay.
Yes.
Nobody will ever explain this bottom-up thing.
I am here and I've just
explained. As we speak right now, the system that we have, the national government and the devolution and the devolved government.
Is it working correctly?
It is working. It is working when you have good leaders. You understand? There are places when you go, you can actually see that devolution is working.
But what is the percentage?
The percentage of what?
Success of that system.
Of course, yes. We've had challenges with it. You understand? There have been a lot of challenges with it. And that also goes back to the people back in the counties. Make sure that you elect people who actually understand how this county and all this devolution thing work. It will be the best thing that has ever happened.
We still do have a lot of money from the national government that stays with the national government. Healthcare, for instance, right? It's whole devolved function. Counties don't have enough money to do it. So blaming counties and national government stays with the money does not make sense.
Let me tell you, I actually think there's some functions that should have not been devolved. You understand? Something like the health system. The health sector should have never ever been devolved. You get? Because some of the leaders that we actually appoint as our governors and all, first do not even know how devolution works. And you've seen there, you've gone to places where you've seen. When, for example, the government acquired all the sophisticated medical everything, they were rotting in the county level 4 hospitals because you had great machines, but you didn't have the personnel.
Was that bottom up?
But the national government did not conduct studies.
So that is where we come in with what we call participatory leadership, all right? Where you actually go and ask, what do you people need before you show up with things that they don't really need? So there's a lot of participatory that is needed even down in the counties and in the devolved.
So maybe perhaps bottoms up.
Nothing.
Yes.
No.
And I tend to differ.
Bottom up is about wheelbarrows and empowering
and
people.
A point of correction,
and making sure that a graduate is given
one person at a time.
Yes.
As much as they will talk and say that, you know what, the wheelbarrow, they have started justifying the wheelbarrow, that the wheelbarrow is just the symbol of our, this just the symbol. But that is what you are giving people in every single campaign. You see people, a whole lorry with wheelbarrows, and the people receiving it, gladly receiving it, without even asking you, this that you're taking in this wheelbarrow, what other skills do you have? What is this? But you've already sent somebody to a point where they believe that wheelbarrow will change their lives. A 16th century.
We've also seen from their side, when they're going to places, people are given free oranges and manyundos. So are you telling us, let me tell you, let me just finish. I'm the one on the floor.
Stop lying.
Stop lying. That is very symbolic.
Oranges and nyundo, you've gone there.
Let me just finish.
Yes.
James Smart, when you're talking about a wheelbarrow, that is symbolic. It's a symbol of resonating with the people on ground. It means we've come to the common mwananchi.
Just one question.
Now.
Just one question.
Who's my interview? Is it you or
no, just one
James
question.
Smart? No, Jalang'o.
Symbols are symbols. But are you people distributing wheelbarrows?
Give him time. Let him respond.
So, when we are having these wheelbarrows, it's just a symbol that we are resonating with the people on ground. And by the way, it has really taken over this republic. I've gone to even my county, when you're talking about Western, where it was almost a taboo.
Your wheelbarrow nation, that's what you want.
When you say wheelbarrow, it's wheelbarrow, symbolic nation. Let me give you an example. When you're talking about a Peugeot and it has a logo of a lion, does it mean it's a lion? No, it means it can go and it can give, it has tenacity.
Okay.
The tenacity is just like that one.
This is how I want to end it.
Yes.
Jalang'o, ask your question. You also ask Jalang'o a question. Jalang'o, ask your question to him.
Okay.
Just one question.
Yes.
Are you sure you people are not distributing your symbol? Have you seen your politicians distributing what you are calling a symbol? It's to you people, it's not actually just a symbol.
It's let me tell you. Even
no, I just need a yes or a no.
I'll tell you why. I'll give you a yes or a no. The reason I'm telling you yes and it's okay, it's because I'll go again to the Bible. We are Christians. And Christ was crucified on the cross. And everywhere you go as Christians, we wear those chains. Does that mean now we are going to be crucified?
Okay.
No, we are reminded of the cause.
Your question to him?
Now that you are a young ODM member, aspirant, you know, I'll tell you there are people, young people who admire the party. And there are people who believe also in the party. But they cannot even attend the rallies. Are you sure women can attend ODM rallies? And if not, why? What are you going to do to make sure that it is a civilized party moving forward?
I can easily tell you.
Yes.
All Azimio rallies have been the most well organized, the most well attended, without any chaos.
Let me just interject.
You've asked me a question.
I have a friend. No.
You've asked me a question.
Don't be one-sided.
You've asked your question.
No, he's lying. But the other day at Kasarani, we had a musician, even at Buhungu and Kasarani, who said that they were not paid. And you understand?
Not talking about payment.
Not payment, because of confusion that was on ground.
Okay, Rufftone, is that your question? Let him answer it.
Yes.
All Azimio, I think your question was tilted towards violence. That's why you're talking about will women attend and everything.
Yes,
you understand? Yes. Yesterday alone, the other day when we were in Narok, the women of Narok came out in their thousands. All right? And if you saw that podium, it was all women. Because if you've seen all
women.
If you saw the Azimio, if you've seen all the Azimio rallies, have been most organized. If you're talking about violence, actually UDA campaigns have been marked. We have been mad with violence.
Right.
Example.
And when the question was being asked, and you are talking about Busia, where what came out, the statistic was you guys go out there, promise money, promise everything.
Politicians, not us.
Politicians. No, we politicians.
I have to go.
But no, you don't have to go, brother. I have to tell these people to understand.
After 30 seconds.
Yes.
That's your camera.
Yes.
Quickly.
Yes.
Why should people elect you,
yes,
the senator of Nairobi? And all at it, please.
Yes.
For the 18th time.
Yes.
Try and explain the bottom up as you finish. That's your camera, please.
Nairobians, the reason why you should elect Roy Smith Mwatia, a.k.a. Rufftone, as your senator come 2022, it is because I'm vibrant, I'm a visionary leader, I'm God-fearing, I'm focused, I have manifesto. I'm coming to the ground very soon. I've got a couple of MCS who've actually, they're busy. We are drawing our circuit. I have your best interests at heart. I'm a Nairobian stroke, a village boy. I've lived in Umoja, Umoja 2, Umoja 1, Buruburu, and where I'm at right now, Mungu ndiye anajua. But I can tell you for sure, these issues about water, this issue about sewage, this issue about, you know, people used to have scandals, and it will be Goldenberg, and people will understand what does Goldenberg mean. But now it has gotten to a point, tokens, stima, pesa inafujwa. It has gotten to a point, money for vaccine, it's being, you know, I'll tell you as your senator, those things will not happen if I happen to be the senator of Nairobi come 2022. God bless me, and I thank you. In all humility, remember, this face, the handsome man, Rufftone.
2022.
Yes.
Yes, just for correction.
Yes.
Jalang'o, 30 seconds or less.
On which camera?
That's your camera.
That camera.
Why should people... That one is your camera. Why should people elect you in Langata? Be the MP for Langata?
First of all,
why is it important that we should elect you?
First of all, I want to thank every single resident of Lang'ata, and everybody from all the 5 wards, that is Mugumoini, High Rise, Karen, we're talking about Nairobi West, and also the entire Nairobi, okay? There are so many reasons why you should elect me. Tried, tested. My journey is something that is an inspiration to so many people, where my journey began to where we are right now. I want to bring a message of hope to the so many young people out there in Lang'ata, and we are starting with Lang'ata as we spread this message out there that it can be done. It doesn't matter where you're born, where you are raised, but if you're focused in life, you'll always be able to make. I didn't believe that one day a fisherman like me from Homa Bay would sit in the studios of NTV asking the people of Lang'ata to vote for me as their next member of parliament. It can be done, and we can make Lang'ata great again. Thank you so much. Thank you for voting for me. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for believing me. Well, I am Felix Odiwo Jalang'o, next member of parliament, Lang'ata.
All right, the fisherman from Homa Bay, the great guy from Kakamega.
Yes.
Right?
Mogo.
Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
But you need to,
you need to
go and understand bottom up. Go and understand it. You can't come to a national television.
I'll deal with your perpendicular.
No. Go talk to your party leader.
No.
Ingia Azimio. Ingia Azimio. James Kelly.
This is NTV.
Presenting the new Harpic bathroom cleaner. Compared to ordinary detergents, its thick formulation gives you superior cleaning and kills 99.9% of germs and viruses all around the bathroom. Blue
for the toilet
and red
for the bathroom.
Ni super poa kuvaa barakoa. Ni super poa kuvaa barakoa. Je, unajua kwamba mtu yeyote mwenye umri wa miaka 6 au zaidi anaweza kuwa superhero kwa kuvaa barakoa? Ndiyo kabisa, anaweza. Kama hujafikisha miaka 6, usijali. Wewe pia unaweza kuwa superhero kwa kuwakumbusha ndugu zako na wazazi wako wavae barakoa zao. Kuvaa barakoa kunasaidia kujilinda wewe na kuwalinda wengine dhidi ya virusi. Ni super poa